This is the Pleasanton Unified School District's community update for the Student Device Initiative that is beginning fall of 2018. Pleasanton Unified School District intends to optimize student learning by using innovative technologies, and this is really the district's vision around 21st century learning and was behind the technology plan in the Measure I-1 bond that was passed by the community.
Hello, Pleasanton families. We want to thank you again for investing in our youth by passing Measure I-1. We are so excited to share with you how Pleasanton Unified School District plans to roll out the one-on-one implementation.
Beginning next year, 2018 and 2019, all students in grades 6 through 10 will be issued a Pleasanton Unified Chromebook for use at school and at home. This plan follows with the Technology for All initiative that began in our Pleasanton Unified Middle Schools in the year 2015. It is our expectation that students care for their devices and bring them to school daily as they would a pencil and paper. This will allow for students to regularly use digital components of the new curriculum, digitally organize themselves, and complete online homework while not at school.
At the end of the school year, going into summer, students will be able to keep their devices. This will allow the students to practice with their devices so they're prepared come the fall. Students will receive devices during their 6th grade and 9th grade years.
It is not expected nor anticipated that students will be on their devices all day. However, having regular access to a device will allow for 21st century instructional shifts to take place.
Part of those shifts require that students be good digital citizens and practice safe and appropriate online behavior that leaves behind a positive digital footprint.
We know that you may have many questions about this upcoming program, and we look forward to sharing more about the rollout as we move forward.
The journey to the one-to-one device initiative really began a long time ago. In the year 2000, Pleasanton began its original laptop programs in which students were able to opt in to bringing a MacBook to school and being in a laptop course. In 2012, Google Apps for Education became kind of the learning platform for Pleasanton, and that's when the professional development really began, with a team of instructional coaches to help facilitate some of these transitions. What we've seen since then are new curricular adoptions, most recently with My Perspectives at the high school and Study Sync with the middle schools for the ELA curriculum in addition to the math curriculum, science curriculum in the future, and social studies down the road. And all of the new curriculum really has digital components. So in 2015, the middle schools began the Tech for All initiative, which transitioned from the traditional laptop classes to providing 3-to-1 devices in all block and science classes, really extending that opportunity for using technology to all students. At the same time, we also began the blended learning academies for teachers for professional development to really focus on teaching with technology and what that means in their classroom. In 2016, Measure I-1 passed, which allocated a portion of the bond funds for this student device initiative. And so here we are in the summer of 2018 looking at the fall school year and the upcoming one-to-one device rollout that will begin next year for all students in grades 6 through 10. As I mentioned, the curriculum that we're adopting has digital components. And you'll see within the California state standards, there are digital literacy content standards and digital components. The district also uses the ISTE standards, the International Society for Technology and Education, to really help guide what we're trying to do with technology. But what you'll notice about the different areas is it really focuses on teachers becoming the architects of learning experiences for their students. The real core of 21st century learning are the 4 areas: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. And how do we create opportunities for students to engage in those? The idea of using technology in the classroom is not that I'm working by myself in isolation, but rather that I'm using technology to help do things that we can't do without it, to communicate and collaborate digitally in ways that aren't possible without using the devices, in order to find and seek information and then use the tools to actually create and to make something to represent what it is that students have learned. There's a huge digital citizenship component to technology, and it's really no different than being just a good person. In fact, digital citizenship is not really different than citizenship but there's a more public face to it. And so all of the schools next year are going to be folding digital citizenship into their PBIS, their Positive Behavior Intervention Support Plan. And we're really going to be looking at some specific areas of respectful online behavior towards others, ethical copyright, citation and media reuse practices, and responsible use of devices and equipment. And beginning in the fall of next year, all of our secondary schools will be addressing digital citizenship along with the device rollout. However, digital citizenship is not something that just happens in a single day. It's something that's embedded and ongoing. And all the opportunities that students have to work digitally, to work online, to communicate and collaborate. And again, it really comes back to this idea of being a good person and promoting a very positive digital footprint. One of the nice things about where Pleasanton is in our technology journey is that we are not the first district to issue a one-to-one take-home program. And so we've worked and talked to a lot of different districts, both nearby in California and beyond, in order to learn from some of their experiences and learn about some of the successes and some of the difficulties that all districts have had. And so that's where this plan has really stemmed from, as a collaboration with a lot of different districts to find out what are some of the best practices when issuing devices to students. Now this chart lays out the plan over the next 8 years and the allocation of devices. So in 2018 and 2019, students in grades 6 through 10 will be getting new devices. 11th and 12th grade students at the high schools will still be having access to devices through the shared carts that exist currently on campus. Now, as each year rolls forward, those grade levels will roll into the one-to-one plan. And so by 2020-2021, all students in grades 6 through 12 should have their own PUSD Chromebook. There's probably a lot of questions you may still have, and I'd encourage you to take a look at the Student Device Handbook a little bit more thoroughly. It really outlines a lot of the frequently asked questions and a lot of the policies and procedures surrounding the devices that students will be getting. You can find out more information on our website at bit.ly/PUSD121. Thank you very much.